Here.
Here.
Here. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Good. All right. The first order of business we have tonight on City Council meeting presentations, reports, and discussion items is the Advertising and Promotion Commission appointment. Mark, I believe you have that.
We were notified by the Advertising and Promotion Commission that they have nominated to re-elect Tim Freeman to fill the open industry position. And I move that we accept this nomination.
We have a motion and a second to accept the Advertising and Promotion Commission appointment of Tim Freeman. Sandra, shall the motion pass?
Yes. Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The motion passed, Mayor.
Thank you all. Moving on to consent agenda. Number one, approval of March 15th, 2016, City Council meeting minutes. Number two, a resolution to award bid number 16-22 to Lift Truck Service Center Incorporated and authorize the purchase of a 2016 Nissan Lightning II Series forklift in the amount of $44,608 to be used by the Recycling and Trash Collection Division. Number three, a resolution to award bid number 16-21 Big Trail Harley Davidson of Rogers, Arkansas, and authorize the purchase of a 2016 Harley Davidson FLHTT motorcycle in the amount of $24,459.88 used by the police department. Number four, a resolution to approve a cost share agreement with the University of Arkansas for a water main upgrade along portions of Maple Street and Oliver Avenue. Number five, a resolution authorizing acceptance of a 50-50 matching grant from the Arkansas Forestry Commission in the amount of $14,105 for the planting of native species in the medians of Garland Avenue and College Avenue to approve budget adjustment. Number six, a resolution to approve an agreement of understanding with the Arkansas State Highway and Transportation Department for the acceptance of an 80/20 Arkansas Recreational Trails grant in the amount of $56,000 for the construction of a nature trail board of Lake Fayetteville and to approve a budget adjustment. Number seven, a resolution to authorize a contract with Sweetser Construction Incorporated in the amount of $2,537,900 for the construction of the Rupel Road widening project from Persimmon Street to Congressional Road and to approve a project contingency in the amount of $250,000. And number eight, a resolution to approve an extension of up to 3 months to the contract with the Fayetteville Chamber of Commerce for Economic Development Consulting Services in the amount not to exceed $41,250 and to approve a budget adjustment. I will entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as read.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda as read. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Petty.
Yes.
Tennant.
Yes.
Shotmeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My speaker keeps going. Mike keeps going off. I thought it was going to be hot all the time. Okay.
What?
All right. Under unfinished business, number one, an ordinance to amend 72.58 off-street parking facilities rules and rates, M, to limit the mayor's authority to assign any city-owned paid parking lots or on-street paid parking spaces within the entertainment district or the closure of city streets for the use of a permitted special event to not more than 2 days per year without express approval of the city council.
Mayor, there was a meeting of the Ordinance Review Committee, last week and discussed this and decided not to actually make any further recommendations until they could have further meetings. And they did elect, Alderman Tennant as the chairman, and I'll let him, tell the rest of the council members what the request of the Ordinance Review Committee was.
Justin?
Yeah, we were, given a, short discussion by city staff who looks to be working on some ideas.
They are.
Yeah, and so we thought that it was good, because we hadn't seen them, and it was new information to us, so we wanted to let that process take place. And then, the committee also thought that that would give us time to, individually or other council members who obviously can bring things forward to have their ideas as well, and then give that time till our next meeting, which, we're in the process of working on a schedule. It's likely going to be, around a month from the last one, so into this month, first part of May, something like that is kind of what we're looking for. And I'll work with Kit to send out some times and make sure everybody understands when that is. I think that'll be enough time for city staff. They were agreeable to that as well. So I don't know, do we need to?
I'd recommend you go ahead and do a motion to table now before we even read it for the third time, because we might want to have it in better form when we try to read it for the third time.
And with the meeting time likely being end of April, first part of May, when is the first meeting in May? First council meeting in May, is that the first week or second week?
It's always the first Tuesday, but I don't know when
I
that
just don't know when a Tuesday falls in there.
Third? So it'd be May the 3rd.
So let's do the second meeting in May.
Let's, just to be safe, let's do the second meeting in May.
No, not, help me out.
That would be the 17th.
17th. If that's agreeable to the council, I think that'll give us enough time, and then we can make sure we do what we need to do at that point.
Okay, right now I have a motion to table till, May the 17th, 2016. We have a motion, John, I believe you're.
I second it, Mayor.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second to table until May 17th, 2016. Any comments on that? All right. So I'm shall the motion pass.
Petty,
Yes.
Tennant,
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Ray, yes,
Yes.
Keenan.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the motion is passed, and so it has been tabled until May 17th.
All right, other new business, number one. An order to vacate portions of a tree preservation area to facilitate development, preserve the best quality, most significant trees, and to dedicate a larger tree preservation area.
Whereas the initial Forest Hills Plan Zoning District was approved on June 3rd, 2008, and whereas Planet Hills LSD, a portion of Forest Hills PZD, was approved in April of 2012 and dedicated some undeveloped areas for tree preservation, and whereas future planned development of this area, now referred to as the Flats, needs to modify the tree preservation area to allow for the development while still preserving the best quality, most significant trees, dedicating a larger tree preservation area than the one that was reduced, and by the planting of 10 additional trees. Now, therefore, it be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby approves the vacation of a portion, 1.13 acres, of the existing tree preservation area, and this modification by accepting the dedication of a nearby 1.36 acres of tree preservation, and the planting of 10 trees, all pursuant to the agreed tree preservation plan submitted by the developer and approved by the Fayetteville Urban Forester in accordance with items 2, 3, and 4 in the discussion section of the Urban Forester's memo.
Yes, sir. Good evening. I have up here, well, on my screen, I'm showing the area which this is located. It's south of Weddington near the Walmart Neighborhood Market, and it's close to Planet Fitness. When this originally, there it is. I don't know if you can see it. Area we're talking about is in this area approximately. And when they originally signed up for the TPA, they dedicated this entire green area, which you can see right here, and this is the area that they would like to vacate. They left these open areas because they thought they would be able to develop, and then when they came through with the development, they saw that there was going to be a conflict. So what they've decided to do is keep these northernmost tree preservation areas and then dedicate an area just to the south, which is a little wider, and it is a contiguous woodland, so it's a benefit to the city to have a contiguous tree preservation area. Staff recommends approval of this.
Public comment do we have?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to vacate portions of a tree preservation area to facilitate development, to reserve the best quality, most significant trees, and to dedicate a larger tree preservation area.
Della?
I second that motion.
Have a motion and second to go to third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire. Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to vacate portions of a tree preservation area to facilitate development, to preserve the best quality, most significant trees, and to dedicate a larger tree preservation area.
I have nothing, thank you.
Mayor, I was just wondering, I haven't heard from the property owner or the developer here. Have we spoken to him or her?
Sir, they were the ones that actually recommended.
Here he is.
and made the suggestion. No, there you are.
Are you in favor of this proposal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Patrick Floyd, I'm with Morrison Shipley.
Is that on? Is the mic on?
Can't tell.
I assume it's probably on.
Is that on?
Thank you very much.
Any other final John? What? Okay, thank you. Sure. Sarah? Well, we already have, we're there. Well, they're on the third reading. Okay, anybody else? All right. Shall the ordinance pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire.
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Okay, the ordinance passed, Mayor.
Okay. Number 2, a resolution to express the City Council's thanks and gratitude to the Walton Family Foundation for its generous $2 million matching grant for the construction of Cato Springs Trail, from the Town Branch Trail to the Regional Park, to approve the grant agreement and to approve a budget adjustment to recognize this $2 million grant. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Good evening. We're really excited to get going on the Cato Springs Trail. It is a 2.7-mile long trail that will extend from the Town Branch Trail along the Cato Springs Branch and connect in with the new regional park, providing a great way to get to the new regional park, tying in with the Razorback Regional Greenway and expanding our trail system in the south part of town. So exciting, and really grateful to the Walton Family Foundation for their support, and this is recognizing $2 million support for the project. That would be matched with city funds, 50-50.
Thank you, Matt, for your work on this, and we certainly want to thank the Walton Foundation for their generous gift. What comments or questions do we have in the council? Justin?
I just want to echo what you just said, Mayor, that I want to thank the Walton Foundation for this. We consistently here have the pleasure of getting ranked in the top 5 or top 10 places on many in Fayetteville, but the entire region. And so, I'm very, very grateful as well. Just wanted to echo that. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah?
I just wanted to note that I will be recusing myself from this vote. This exciting new trail will pass through my property, fortunately, but I will be not voting or participating in the discussion.
Okay, John?
I too would like to express my personal thanks to the Walden Foundation, and I'd like to recognize the value of entrepreneurship. If Bud and Sam and David Glass and all those beginners in what we call Walmart Stores Incorporated today had not been willing to take a risk, they had no certainty that they would succeed, but yet they did. And their success spurs on entrepreneurs all over this city, all over this region. I'm very pleased that they're sharing their success with the people of Fayetteville. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Who in the public would like to address us on this? Seeing none, I'll bring you back to the excuse me, council.
I move to approve the resolution.
All right, Della? All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Shall the resolution pass?
Hetty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Recuse.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. Number 3, an ordinance to amend Chapter 33 of the Federal Code to renumber the sections of Article 25, Audit Committee and Internal Auditor, and reserve sections 33.365 through 33.369 and 33.375 through 33.379 for future use, and to approve an amendment to the Internal Audit Division Charter, reducing the number of required annual meetings from 4 to 3 to be consistent with the requirements of the City Code. Kit?
Whereas Chapter 33 of the Fayetteville City Code should be amended to renumber the sections of Article 25, Audit Committee and Internal Auditor, and reserve sections 33.365 through 369, and sections 33.375 through 379 for future use. And whereas the Internal Audit Division Charter should be amended to reduce the number of required annual meetings from 4 to 3 to be consistent with the City Code. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby amends the numbering of the sections of Article 25, Audit Committee and Internal Auditor of the Fayetteville City Code from Section 33.365 through 33.369 to Section 33.370 through Section 33.374, and further reserve Section 33.365 through 369 and 33.375 through 33.379 for future use. Section 2, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby approves an amendment to the Internal Audit Charter, reducing the number of annual meetings of the Audit Committee from 4 to 3 in order to be consistent with the City Code.
Listen.
Thank you all. This is just merely to resolve the discrepancy between the charter and the code, and to resolve that, and then to reserve numbers for city code for future use.
Okay, do we have any questions on this, council? All right. All right. Do we have any public comment on this? Okay, we'll bring it back to the council. Matthew? Sarah?
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Hetty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to amend Chapter 33 of the Fayetteville Code to renumber the sections of Article 25, Audit Committee and Internal Auditor, and reserve sections 33.365 through 33.369 and 33.375 through 33.379 for future use, and to approve an amendment to the Internal Audit Division Charter, reducing the number of required annual meetings from 4 to 3 to be consistent with the requirements of the City Code.
Ma'am? Sarah?
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Teddy,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Chopmer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
And motion passed. An ordinance to amend Chapter 33 of the Fayetteville Code to renumber the sections of Article 25 Audit Committee and Internal Auditor, and reserve Sections 33.365 through 33.369 and 33.375 through 33.379 for future use, and to approve an amendment to the Internal Audit Division Charter, reducing the number of required annual meetings from 4 to 3 to be consistent with the requirements of the City Code.
Final comments from council. Alan?
Motion to move to third and final reading.
We're already there. Adela? All right. We're doing better than I expected tonight. Very well done. Okay, we're in the, this is the final, just before we vote, is there any final comments? All right, seeing none, shall the ordinance pass?
Teddy,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Chopmer, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
It
Okay.
passes.
Number 4, an ordinance to approve vacation 16-5324 submitted by Jorgensen Associates Incorporated for property located at the northeast corner of Drake and McConnell to vacate portions of a utility easement. Yes.
Whereas the City Council has the authority under ACA 1454-104 to vacate public grounds or portions thereof which are not required for corporate purposes. And whereas the City Council has determined that the following described portions of a utility easement are not required for corporate purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby vacates portions of a utility easement as described in Exhibit B attached to the Planning Department's memo. Section 2, that a copy of this ordinance duly certified by the City Clerk, along with a map attached as Exhibit A to the Planning Department's memo, shall be filed in the office of the Washington County Circuit Clerk. Section 3, this vacation approval is subject to the following conditions. Number 1, any cost associated with relocation of or damage to utilities and new easement dedication shall be at the owner-developer's expense. And number 2, the existing water line shall be cut and capped and the hydrant removed per the approved plans at the owner-developer's expense.
Jeremy?
Mayor, Council, this property is an undeveloped parcel located at the northeast corner of Drake Street and McConnell Avenue. It contains approximately 3.5 acres. In February of this year, the Planning Commission approved a large-scale development for a new 19,500 square foot indoor climbing gym on this property, along with associated parking lot. This request is to vacate an existing utility easement which contains a water line. As you can notice by the conditions of approval, the existing water line is to be cut and capped and the hydrant removed as part of the approved plans at the owner and developer's expense. Staff's recommending approval of this vacation request as the Planning Commission with a vote of 6-0.
Comments or questions we have in the council on this for Jeremy? Okay. What public comment do we have on this issue? See none, I'll bring it back to the council. What's the wishes of the council? Alan?
Motion to move to the second reading.
Second.
So the motion is second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Teddy,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Chopmer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
The motion to suspend the rules to go to second reading passed. An ordinance to approve VAC 165324 submitted by Jorgensen Associates for property located at the northeast corner of Drake and McConnell to vacate portions of utility easement.
Alan? Okay. What's the wishes of the council? Sarah, you had the floor. Adela, I assume you're, all right, we have a motion and a second.
Mayor, if I could just make a comment. Council members that are hitting your motion button in second without being recognized is recording a different first and second than the actual voice vote. So if you could wait to hit your button until you've been recognized by the mayor to make that motion. Thank you, just so our minutes are accurate.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yep.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5324 submitted by Jorgensen and Associates for property located at the northeast corner of Drake and McConnell to vacate portions of a utility easement.
Is there any final comments from the council on this? All right, seeing none. Saunders, shall the ordinance pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
The ordinance passes.
Okay. Number 5, an ordinance to approve vacation 16-5323 submitted by Crafton and Toll Incorporated, property located at 4030 North College Avenue to vacate a portion of a utility easement. Kit.
Whereas the City Council has authority under ACA 1454-104 to vacate public grounds or portions thereof which are not required for corporate purposes, and whereas the City Council has determined that the following described portion of a utility easement is not required for corporate purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby vacates a portion of a utility easement as described in Exhibit B attached to the Planning Department's memo. Section 2, that a copy of this ordinance, duly certified by the city clerk, along with the map attached as Exhibit A to the Planning Department's memo, shall be filed in the office of the Washington County Circuit Clerk. And Section 3, this vacation approval is subject to the following condition: any costs associated with relocation of or damage to utilities and the required new easement dedication shall be at the owner-developer's expense.
Jeremy.
This is the site of a new Whataburger restaurant located at the northeast corner of Joyce Boulevard and College Avenue, recently opened. The property is approximately 2 acres. As part of the development, a utility easement was uncovered. Did not appear on the original survey. It was an agreement between Ozarks Electric, which is the electric provider in the area, and the property owner. The applicant's asking for this easement to be vacated as it encumbers the building and the property, and staff is recommending approval as well. Planning Commission voted 6-0 in favor of this request.
Okay, what questions do we have from the council for Jeremy? Anything? Okay. Is there any public comment on this? So now I'll bring it back to the council. Banshee? Justin?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
I need a seconder on that on the screen.
Justin,
It came back up, second motion, yeah. Sorry, Megan.
all right.
I clicked too fast.
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Passes. An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5323 submitted by Crafton Toll Incorporated for property located at 4030 North College Avenue to vacate a portion of a utility easement.
Wishes. Oh, Matthew.
Mayor, motion to refer to final reading.
Justin.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5323 submitted by Crafton Toll Incorporated for property located at 4030 North College Avenue to vacate a portion of a utility easement.
Okay, any final comments from the council on this? All right, seeing none, shall the ordinance pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. Number 6. An ordinance to approve vacation 16-5322 submitted by Crafton Toll Incorporated for property located at 2011 West Foxglove Drive to vacate portions of access and utility easements. Kit.
Whereas the City Council has authority under ACA 1454-104 to vacate public grounds or portions thereof which are not required for corporate purposes, and whereas the City Council has determined that the following described portion of access and utility easements are not required for corporate purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby vacates portions of access and utility easements described in Exhibit B attached to the Planning Department's memo. Section 2, that a copy of this ordinance to be certified by the city clerk along with the map attached as Exhibit A to the Planning Department's memo shall be filed in the office of the Washington County Circuit Clerk. And Section 3, that this vacation approval is subject to the following condition. Any costs associated with the location of or damage to utilities and new easement dedication shall be at the owner developer's expense.
Chairman.
This is a request on Foxglove Drive. It's 3 undeveloped parcels that have been approved as part of the Crane Volkswagen large-scale development. The applicant here is proposing to vacate access and utility easements that were originally dedicated as part of the overall commercial subdivision, Springwoods Commercial Plan and Zoning District. Staff is supportive of this request from the applicant, as was the Planning Commission with a vote of 6-0, and we recommend approval.
The questions do we have for Jeremy on this from council? Okay. What public comment do we have on this issue? So now bring it back to the council. Thank you.
Mayor, I move we suspend the rules and go to the second reading.
Alan,
Second that motion.
we have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Eddie,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Stopmeyer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5322 submitted by Crafton Toll Incorporated for property located at 2011 West Foxglove Drive, to vacate portions of access or utility easements.
Thank you.
Mayor, I move we suspend the rules and go to the third reading.
Adela? We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. So shall the motion pass?
Eddie,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Stopmeyer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
That passes. An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5322 submitted by Crafton Toll Incorporated for property located at 2011 West Foxglove Drive to vacate portions of access and utility easements.
Any final comments from council on this? All right, seeing none, shall the ordinance pass?
Eddie,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Stopmeyer, Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Okay. Number 7, an ordinance to amend the definition of accessory dwelling unit in 151.01 and to amend portions of 164.19 accessory dwelling units to remove lot size requirements, increase the allowed size from 600 square feet to 950 square feet, and to make other changes. Kit.
Whereas Alderman Matthew Petty worked with planning staff to make changes to Section 164.19 accessory dwelling units to eliminate lot size requirements and allow these houses to increase in size, and whereas the Planning Commission recommended a further size increase to 950 square feet from the existing 600 square feet current limit, and the recommended other changes supported by planning staff and Alderman Petty. Now therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby amends Section 151.01 definitions of the Unified Development Code by repealing the current definition of accessory dwelling unit in its entirety and enacting a replacement definition as shown below. Accessory dwelling unit, a separate, complete housing unit with separate entrance, kitchen, sleeping area, and full bathroom facilities, which is an attached or detached extension to an existing single-family structure. Section 2, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby amends Section 164.19 accessory dwelling units of the Unified Development Code in the following ways. Number 1, repeal in its entirety subsection B3 and renumber the remaining subsections. Number 2, repeal in its entirety subsection C and re-letter remaining subsections. Section 3, amend Section D1 by repealing its first sentence and enacting the following as the new subsection C1's first sentence, quote, the accessory dwelling unit shall not be greater than 950 square feet of habitable space. Section 4, repeat in its entirety subsection D2 and enact the following as subsection C2, quote, subsection 2, zoning. The accessory dwelling unit shall comply with all underlying zoning requirements, including but not limited to building area, bulk and area, and setbacks with the exception of density units. 5, amend subsection D7 by replacing shall with should and adding if so in front of shall be metered separately from the principal residence. 6, amend subsection D8 by adding the following sentence, quote, a resident of one of the two dwelling units must provide proof of ownership if requested by the planning division. Subsection 7, repeal subsection D10 in its entirety and renumber the remaining sections. 8, amend subsection E's introductory words by repealing the current wording and replacing it as follows. Subsection D, site plan requirements. Detailed site plans are required to be submitted for review with the following information. 9, amend subsection G, which has been relettered to F by repealing the second to last sentence. 10, amend subsection H1, which has been relettered to G1 by repealing its last sentence.
Okay, Jeremy.
As Kit mentioned, Alderman Petty approached staff with an idea to remove the 5,000 square foot minimum requirement for an accessory dwelling unit. After discussion with Alderman Petty and city planning staff, we also recommended several other changes to the accessory dwelling unit ordinance, which was adopted several years ago. We took these changes to the February 22nd Planning Commission meeting, where the item was tabled. The Commission has requested staff to evaluate several of the primary elements within that ordinance, including limitations on building height and size, as well as other items. These topics were fully discussed internally within the city planning staff, and after further review, we recommended certain changes and recommended against other changes. On March 14th, the Planning Commission did recommend this ordinance amendment come before you all for consideration, as Mr. Williams mentioned, there are several changes. To summarize those, staff is recommending in favor of adding the definition of accessory dwelling unit to Chapter 151 in our Unified Development Code. We are recommending removing the 5,000 square foot lot minimum, so there would not be a lot size limitation for an accessory dwelling unit to be located on a property. It would remove the requirement for a separate water and sewer connection for accessory dwelling units. This came out of several neighborhood meetings related to particularly accessory dwelling units in the historic districts of our city. We do not see really the benefit that was anticipated from separating those utility requirements, and so we are also recommending removing that as well. Fourthly, removing the requirement to register accessory dwelling units annually with the Planning Division. That has not happened consistently, nor do we see a true benefit from a resident registering their accessory dwelling unit with the Planning Division annually. And then there were several minor clarification and administrative changes, as Mr. Williams read, within the ordinance. The one item that staff is not recommending a change to that the Planning Commission recommended is to increase the maximum square footage of accessory dwelling unit to 950 square feet. We are recommending that it be increased from the current 600 square feet maximum to no larger than 800 square feet, so that would increase by 200 square feet the maximum size of an accessory dwelling unit. Our research, however, that was included in your packet shows that the majority of what we find is successful cities that have quite a few accessory dwelling units within their city usually range from between 600 and 750 up to 800 square feet in maximum size. Some of them are based on the floor area ratio, so the size or percentage of the size of the principal structure, but the majority of them do limit to around 800 square feet, so we felt comfortable moving up to that size. We were uncomfortable going any higher simply because we were fearful of, particularly in a college town, which is unique, someone taking advantage of that and simply creating two dwelling units on a property, seeing the advantages of that. We do have certainly some restrictions. The property owner must live on the site. There are only two people allowed to live in an accessory dwelling unit. Those are remaining within the ordinance, but we were not supportive of moving that far ahead in terms of the size of the square feet, size of the unit. There are two motions on this item. The motion passed to move the maximum square feet from 600 to 950 square feet with a vote of 6 to 2. And then the overall ordinance amendments move forward to the council for consideration with a vote of 8 to 0.
Okay. So what comments do we have? Anybody? Okay. Sarah?
I think it could do a lot to help us increase the appropriate infill housing that we are, it's one of our 2030 city plan goals. And I also support the 900 square foot limit because when you think about it, if it were to be, say, a garage apartment, which is kind of, I think, how a lot of these were conceived, if you had 2 spaces for the primary dwelling unit and then 1 for the accessory dwelling unit, that's a 3-car garage, which minimum is going to be at least 865 square feet, and then by the time you add staircase to that, you're right at about 900 square feet. So I think from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense, just from planning.
Okay. Anybody else? John?
I really like the idea of giving our property owners greater flexibility, and I think this provision will do that. So uncharacteristically, I agree with Alderwoman Marsh, and I think it's a great idea that we do this. And remember, I like freedom, and I like property owners' right to use their property as they see fit within a broad framework of our zoning regulations. I don't like micromanagement. So leave people free to choose, and this is just another step in that direction. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. I'm going to open it up for public comment. Who would like to address us on this issue? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the council. Matthew. Hang on, I have John on the floor. Oh, now I don't have John on the floor. Okay. Thank you, John. Matthew, we have a motion to go to the second reading, correct? Sarah?
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Shopmire.
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
The motion passes. An ordinance to amend the definition of accessory dwelling unit in section 15101 and to amend portions of section 164.19 accessory dwelling units to remove lot size requirements, increase the allowed size from 600 square feet to 950 square feet, and make other changes.
Matthew?
Mayor, I move this will go to the third reading.
Sarah?
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
I get it recorded.
Hey.
Petty,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Shopmire. Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Motion passes. An ordinance to amend the definition of accessory dwelling unit in section 151.01 and to amend portions of section 164.19 accessory dwelling units to remove lot size requirements, increase the allowed size from 600 square feet to 950 square feet, and make other changes.
All comments, Alan?
I'd just like to see if we could hold it here on this reading, for another 2 weeks. We have a Ward 4 meeting coming up in a couple weeks, and I'd like to address that with some of the Ward 4 constituents that live around the university, if there's no hurry.
What discussion do we have on that? No discussion?
Mayor, I just want to say, in order to do that, you'll do need to have a motion to table because I think we've already been to the third and final reading.
Very good, get you right. Do I hear a motion to table for 2 weeks? Oh, well, push through the button, sorry.
I'll make a motion to table for 2 weeks.
Do I have a second? Justin?
I second.
We have a motion and a second to table for 2 weeks. Any discussion on that? Okay. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
No.
Bennett,
Yes.
Chopmeyer,
Yes.
Latour,
No?
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
No.
Kenyon.
No.
Mayor, the vote is 4-4, so if you care to vote, you may.
I'm not gonna vote.
Well, the motion tabled and failed, so we're still back on the third and final reading.
All right. All right, Justin.
We're already on the third reading, correct?
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry.
All right. Any final comments from the council? All right. Shall the ordinance pass?
Teddy,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Chopmeyer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
No?
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
The ordinance passed.
All right, number 8. A resolution to amend the rules of order and procedure of the Fayetteville City Council, A7D, to authorize the City Council to allow a representative of the public opposing the ordinance or resolution to use an electronic visual and aid presentation on the issue. Alan, I believe you have this.
Okay, I asked Kit to draft this. Basically, it would give city council members the same right as a staff member to present at city council meetings. In addition to that, it would also let the city council pass by a simple majority, what used to be a suspension to our rules or currently is, to let a citizen speak on an issue with a visual aid presentation. So basically, if a person in the audience wants to speak, we have to vote on that, but if a city council member wants to speak with a presentation, we have the same ability as staff.
Okay. What comments, Matthew?
I think in principle the proposal's fine, but I'd be more comfortable with it if it included time limits.
Okay. Well, then we would need an amendment. Alan, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to add time limits of 5 minutes.
Want to amend it to add time limits of 5 minutes?
Absolutely. Yes.
Hang on.
I have a question. Are you saying a time limit for the presentation by the member of the audience in opposition or on all of the presentations?
Well, it'd be, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. It'd be for members of the audience. That'd be.
Okay. 5 minutes, I'm gonna be sure I got this right. Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second to amend this to make, or 5 minutes for the audience to make presentations, correct? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. What discussion do we have on that? Anything? Mark?
If we pass this amendment, then it would be my understanding that we could move to suspend the rules if it was necessary, if we needed more information from the person presenting the presentation.
Yes, this would be a part of your rules of order and procedures, which you may suspend by a 2/3 vote.
So it would be 2/3 vote. All right. Thanks.
Everybody good? All right, any public comment on the
Not to change
amendment?
the rule.
Mark, sorry. Do we have any public comment on the amendment? Yes.
Good evening, Mayor. Kyle Smith, 2801 West Dove Drive. Given that we frequently have presentations from property owners who have their own multimedia presentations prepared, those frequently run more than 5 minutes. And on occasions when you have neighborhood representatives who might want to speak in opposition to a zoning ordinance and have their presentations, I can see how it would be very hard for them to answer all of a property owner's concerns in that kind of time limit. It would be nice to have some expectation when they're coming forward that they're going to get maybe equal time with a supporting position. If you're going to put a time limit on this, it'd be nice to see a time limit on that as well.
Alan?
If I could ask the speaker, Kyle, would you be okay with trying this first? Because right now, members of the audience and citizens aren't allowed to give presentations at all.
Right.
Would that be something you'd be open to trying?
It would definitely be an improvement. Perhaps the time limits could be set at the time when you approve their giving the presentation, so that you have the chance then to make it commensurate with a already given supporting presentation. I'd just like to see that a little more open to equal time than a presumptive 5-minute limit that has to be suspended by a fairly healthy majority there. So.
Mr. Mayor, I should note that this, if this is adopted, it will say an visual aid not to exceed 5 minutes. It does not say that after the electronic visual aid is over that the speaker must sit down. So the speaker could continue to speak, but their slideshow or whatever can't exceed 5 minutes. That's the way this rule would, if it's amended, that's what this rule means.
These are how you want me to run it, and I'm good with that. Anybody else in the public like to address us on this? Okay, I'm gonna bring it back. We have an amendment to amend for 5 minutes for people from the audience, on presentations. We have a motion and a second. Passage, shall the amendment pass? Oh, excuse me, is there any final comments from the council on this? Okay, shall the amendment pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Chotmeyer,
Yes.
Latour,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray, Marsh,
Yes.
Yes.
Kenyon.
The amendment passed, Mayor.
Okay. Now we're back to public comment on the amended ordinance. Is there any public comment on that? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the council.
And this is just a resolution that requires a simple motion in order to pass it.
Sarah?
I'd like to see us take this for another 2 weeks and have the opportunity to get some public feedback. This is going to change things here, so I'm not in any hurry to pass this tonight. Can we table it?
Well, I think, Alan?
What would the public, I guess, how would we go about that? Is there more of a change to our rules of procedure?
With something that impacts the way that citizens communicate with us, I just feel like we've had it, we're having it and we're discussing it tonight, give the media an opportunity to report on it, and then we can take any feedback into account and hopefully improve it by next time.
Okay, Mark?
I tend to agree with that argument. I think that since it does impact the public, that we certainly need to get feedback from the public to see if they find this to be fair, and so I would agree that we wait.
Okay, Alan?
I'm going to go with moving forward tonight. I think that any time we give the public a greater chance to speak to us, which is what we're doing tonight, that we improve the communication level. It's a resolution that can always be amended, so I'm going to probably not support the amendment tonight.
Okay, Sarah?
I move we table it for 2 weeks.
So we have a motion at Mark.
And I would second that motion to table the amendment.
We have a motion to table this item for 2 weeks. Any discussion on that? All right. Shall the motion pass? Sarah?
Sorry.
Okay.
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
No.
Chotmeyer,
No.
Latour,
No.
Long,
No.
Gray,
No.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
The motion fails.
Okay. So now we're going to vote it up or down. Do we have a motion and a second to pass the amended resolution? I'm sorry, we do.
No, I think we need one. don't we?
Okay.
Yeah, we need one.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Howard.
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution.
Matt?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to pass the resolution. Shall the motion pass?
Petty,
Yes.
Tenet,
Oops, sorry, hang on. I forgot to get public comment on the amended resolution, did I not? Is there any comments on the amended resolution? Okay, we'll bring it back to the council now, continue on.
Yeah, just continue on.
I'm trying to figure out. Shopmire, Lacheer,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
No.
Kenyon.
No.
The, resolution is passed.
Okay. That concludes our business from the evening. What announcements do we have?
Mayor, we have one, announcement here, the ward cleanup, this Saturday, the 16th. The two locations will be Shaver Foods and, the Recycling and Trash Center. The cleanup will be from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's Saturday. This is the next to the last one. The final one will be May the 7th. So for those citizens who need to discard items at our bulky waste cleanup, you have this Saturday and May 7th.
What other announcements do we have? Nothing? Okay. Well, thank you all very much. Isn't this, how do you like the, restoration of the city council chambers? Good? Good? Okay. Thanks. All right. Well, thank you all. We are adjourned.